So again, we are here live tonight, and Nancy joins me. Nancy, I really appreciate you being here. And this is probably the first time we've been together since Dancing with the Stars concluded. And we have not discussed this case yet. No. And I know you have very strong feelings about it. Let me address the doctor shopping issue. Do you think that's the problem here, that that's what led to her demise?
Well, I don't think it was doctor shopping in the traditional sense of doctor shopping. I'm hearing reports that the prescription medication in her hotel room, in her body, had her name on it. She was not using aliases to try to get pills from a lot of doctors in a lot of jurisdictions. She was using her name. That doesn't mean she was using multiple doctors to get doctors to get multiple prescriptions, which boils down to the same result. The same result.
And this is my point. See, I do not believe she was doctor shopping, and you've concluded she's not doctor shopping. My thing is, today, you don't need to doctor shop because, look, she had 3 benzodiazepine medication allegedly in her bathroom. Valium, what's called diazepam, Xanax, a short-acting version of Valium, and lorazepam, a longer-acting version of Valium. I asked Sanjay Gupta this today on Anderson Cooper. There's not a condition on earth where you should be having those 3 medications. And I'm of the opinion that no addict should ever be given any one of those ever. So don't we have a big problem here with 1,500, 100 people a day dying of prescription drug abuse? I mean, don't you see this as a big problem, as I do?
Yes, I see it as a huge problem. And what I don't understand is why doctors, look, it was not a secret. Whitney Houston had discussed it publicly, that she had used drugs. I mean, what were these doctors, hiding under a rock?
Right.
To give her this, and it can stem into investigations like Michael Jackson, like Anna Nicole Smith.
Do you think it's going to? Do you think it should? How about that?
It depends on what the toxicology reports reveal.
Well, hang on a second. We have now reports. Don Lemon's going to come on the show a little bit later, in fact, after you have to leave, and he's going to tell us this latest report where she was seen consuming quite a bit of alcohol. And if you consume that alcohol...
Well, headline for you, that's not a felony, all right?
No, none of it's a felony. See, you're looking through the legal prism. I'm looking through the addiction prism, which is that woman's life is in danger. Not only is she in danger just because she is drinking, because she's a chronic drug addict, failed treatment 3 times, treated just last May, should not be exposed to alcohol. If seen drinking, should be hauled back into treatment. I mean, if possible. You give that person some benzodiazepines, they're going to stop breathing.
Yeah, and the reality is that the natural reaction of you or I, if we went underwater, we would choke breathing it in and jump out of the water. But she couldn't.
Right.
Why is the question. But the reality is, I took a lot of heat for talking about an investigation was coming down. Well, it is. It's the truth. We were right on Monday night when we said that. But I think a lot of people are misinformed and simply don't understand the system. When you go to the coroner's office or the medical examiner's office, an autopsy is performed because they don't know what happened. It's got to be natural cause, accident, or so foul play.
It's funny, you both of us brought in the death certificate. Here it is.
So, yes, they're investigating.
It says deferred. Deferred meaning that there was nothing at the autopsy that showed cause of death.
Such as heart attack or
drowning,
organ failure.
Or aneurysm or stroke or anything. So it means, and so here's, I'm just going to add the score up. I guess you and I were criticized on The View this morning or yesterday morning or something for jumping to conclusions. Is that what they were arguing with us about?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I was working at that time. I didn't get to watch The View.
Pow. Message received. But the fact is that here, I'm an addictionologist, okay, and if one of my patients had died with pills in the room, seen drinking, with a deferred autopsy result, there'd be no doubt in my mind what the results were going to be. It's going to be a drug-related death. Now, I don't care how much is found in her system, drugs contributed to the demise. In my opinion, I may be wrong.
Dr. Drew, that it is not heart attack, internal organ failure, death by drowning. That would be on there.
That's right. So
that's not on there.
Right. So we're waiting for toxicology.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about this, Dr. Drew? What if there was, for instance, a heart attack and they're waiting on toxicology results to tell us that's why she had the heart attack?
That would have made sense also. That certainly happens. And even if they'd said, coronary artery disease with myocardial infarction on here, I would still bet that they were going to find a positive toxicology. I would. It's the thing that drives me absolutely out of my mind, Nancy, and it's why I'm getting very aggressive on this program, and I seem to be yelling all the time from my position here, that the people around her didn't realize how much her life was in danger when they all went, she looked great, she was out toasting with champagne. That's a woman that failed drug treatment 3 times. Believe me, in drug treatment, they were not telling her, oh, just moderate your alcohol use. They were saying abstinence. You are going to die if you keep drinking. I guarantee she heard that 1,000 times. And why people around her didn't know that, didn't pull her in, kills me. And why people that I try to communicate this to can't quite get their head around it.
They're starstruck. But it's not just that, Dr. Drew. In ordinary families like mine, like your next door neighbor and your families, everybody knows someone with an addiction problem.
Yes.
And everyone's so fearful. They're afraid that if you confront them, then they'll reject you and you'll never be able to reach them again.
Right. And that, to me, to back away from that confrontation because of fear of your own hurt feelings, you're not caring enough about that person.
And she wasn't just drinking. In the days, in that morning, apparently, she was talking about how they were watering down her drinks at the pool and getting very upset about it.
That's what I know Don Lemon reported that on your program.
What do you think? Some waiter is going to say, Miss Houston, I've read in the Inquirer that you have a drug problem. Right. I really don't think you should drink. That's not going to happen.
But maybe that guy, there's a male companion that was, there she is right there, that was at the pool, apparently at the Beverly Hills Hotel, Beverly Hilton, I guess that is. And maybe the male companion was trying to control her consumption. Maybe that was it. I'm going to throw to something here where where Whitney Houston spoke to Oprah Winfrey about the death of Michael Jackson. I want you to hear this because it's kind of eerie. Check this out from Harpo.
I knew he was on painkillers at one time. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how far and how deep it was. Mm-hmm. I just remember doing the anniversary special, 30th anniversary. I remember looking at Michael. I remember looking at myself.
That's when you were so bone bent, you were frail.
I was getting scared.
Looking at him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I could see myself, I was looking at myself going, no, I don't want this to be like this. This can't happen, not both of us and Mike. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was other things that we shared.
Mm-hmm. But you were doing your own drugs at the time, right? Yeah. That's why you were so thin, right?
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, but there was things that were happening emotionally to me.
Yeah.
I was worried.
For him?
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried for me. It was a marriage thing. There was a lot of things that were going on. Mike and I were very close.
This just, Nancy, is so sad. I want people to know that, to my eye, is a sober Whitney Houston. Think how different that is from what you saw, the pictures of her out before the Grammys. It just breaks my heart.
Well, it does. I was about to say it's heartbreaking, and you're looking for the right word. And when you're faced with this, you want to do something in your way. I want to do something in my way, which is find out the truth. I want to find out what doctors prescribed those drugs for her. Was it the same doctor?
Yep.
Was somebody laying out her pills for you? Know those people have those pill things,
the pill
they set them
containers.
out, or somebody gives
Who was that? I'm with you.
Find out.
All right, Nancy, I will keep very close touch with you about this because I want to know too, because how else are we going to stop this if we don't make an example? I thought Conrad Murray would get through. I thought maybe that would change the trend a little bit. Clearly not. How many more? How many more people are we going to have to lose? How many more treasures are going to be taken from us?